Ukraine's naval drone campaign against Russia's Shadow Fleet has escalated dramatically, with 3 Russian oil tankers attacked in the Black Sea within a single week, including operations inside Turkey's exclusive economic zone. On Tuesday, December 2, 2025, the Turkish Maritime Authority confirmed that the Emide Volga 2, carrying sunflower oil from Russia to Georgia, was attacked approximately 130 kilometers, 80 miles, off the Turkish coast. The 13 crew members were unharmed, and the vessel diverted toward the Turkish port of Sinop. This latest strike follows Friday's attacks on 2 other Russian Shadow Fleet tankers, the Kairos and Virat, which also occurred within Turkey's maritime zone. The vessels belong to a sanctions evasion network tracked by the Open Sanctions database, used by Russia to circumvent Western sanctions imposed after the 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Each attack demonstrates growing Ukrainian naval drone capability and an expanding geographic scope of operations, now extending from northern Black Sea waters near Ukraine into Turkish territorial waters and deeper into the southern Black Sea. The scope of Ukraine's campaign extends beyond tankers to critical energy infrastructure. On November 29th, Ukrainian naval drones struck the Caspian Pipeline Consortium's (CPC) single-point mooring 2 terminal in Russia's Novorossiysk port, causing significant damage and forcing a complete halt to operations. The CPC handles more than 1% of global oil supply and 80% of Kazakhstan's crude oil exports, making it one of the world's most critical energy choke points. The attack marked the 3rd strike on CPC infrastructure this year, following damage to the consortium's offices in Baku in September and the administrative building on November 25th. The terminal's shutdown immediately disrupted global energy markets and threatened Kazakh economic interests. Simultaneously, Ukrainian air drones targeted Russia's Afipsky oil refinery in Krasnodar, demonstrating a coordinated multi-vector strategy to cripple Russia's war economy through energy infrastructure destruction. Kazakhstan issued a formal diplomatic protest on November 30th, condemning Ukraine's attack on the CPC terminal as a deliberate attack on civilian infrastructure protected by international law. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Aybek Smadyarov stated, "We view what has occurred as an action harming bilateral relations of the Republic of Kazakhstan and Ukraine, and we expect the Ukrainian side to take effective measures to prevent similar incidents in the future." Kazakhstan's Energy Ministry declared the strike unacceptable and called it the 3rd act of aggression against CPC infrastructure. Astana emphasized that the CPC is an international energy project with shareholders including American firms Chevron and ExxonMobil, Russia's Transneft, and Kazakhstan's Kazmunaygas, and that attacks directly threaten global energy security. Kazakhstan urgently activated alternative export routes to redirect Kazakh oil and minimize global market disruptions. The protest represents a significant rupture in Kazakhstan-Ukraine relations, as Astana, formerly neutral in the Ukraine conflict, has been one of the few post-Soviet states maintaining diplomatic ties with both Kyiv and Moscow. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan condemned Ukraine's attacks on the tankers in Turkey's exclusive economic zone on Monday, December 1st, calling them a worrying escalation that threatens navigational safety, human life, and the marine environment. In a televised address, Erdogan stated,
"It is seen that the war between Russia and Ukraine has reached a point where it clearly threatens navigational safety in the Black Sea. Friday's targeting of commercial ships in our exclusive economic zone signals a worrying escalation. We cannot condone these attacks, which threaten navigational, life, and environmental safety, particularly in our own exclusive zone. We are issuing the necessary warnings to all parties regarding such situations."
Ukraine rejected both Turkey's and Kazakhstan's criticism, arguing that all operations target solely Russian military assets and do not intentionally harm third parties. However, the incident has exposed a critical strategic fracture. Ukraine's campaign to weaken Russia's war economy through energy infrastructure strikes is increasingly affecting neutral nations. Turkey, a NATO member struggling to balance Ukraine support with Russian relations, and Kazakhstan, a CSTO member and critical energy exporter. The attacks raise unresolved questions about international maritime law, NATO unity, and whether operations in Turkish waters could trigger Article 5 collective defense obligations. Russia has labelled the strikes acts of terrorism, while international observers warn that collateral damage to neutral nations' economic interests and energy security could undermine global support for Ukraine's military campaign. As Ukraine demonstrates expanding naval drone capabilities, the international community faces a critical test: balancing support for Ukrainian military operations with recognition of the sovereignty and economic interests of neighbouring states.